Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Just want to make this quick video today, and it's really a bit rough and ready, no tripod or anything, but the subject is quite simple really and short. And that's the case of this is a video that I've left out, not on purpose. I mean, just hadn't made a video about this certain thing, and I haven't really mentioned this in good detail or a few different times in passing in other videos, but I do think it's important, and that's because where you get all the unbelievers that can't really understand about Nibiru, the throne of God. I mean, even though the scripture, it fulfills old scripture, Daniel, flame of fire, Enoch as well, you know, again referring to it, his throne as a flame of fire with burning wheels. And concerning the Nibiru complex, though, in basic what it is, it has an Earth like ours, and it has 7 of its own planets, and the inner part is a red burning flame, with the outer tails being 2 layers of meteorites on the outside, you know, 1 to 8 pound meteorites and blood, and the inner tail being asteroids, I would say, you know, about half the size of a human being, or about the size of a small human being. So this is just like a flame. If you were to come up with a flame, you'd have, you know, the depiction of it having a yellow center with a red outer layer, I think. It's just the same as Nibiru. So the prophecy is amazing that Nibiru fulfills. That's concerning the inner part. But he has 7 angels, and here's the amazing thing, and this is the scripture now. The 7 angels, right? The scripture says that you will see the sign of the Son of Man coming in the heavens, power and great glory. Now, the sign of the Son of Man, of course, is not the Son of Man. If you say the sign of Justin, someone will say, well, what's your sign? I don't know, Jay. What is the sign of Christ? You could, or Christianity, let's say, even. Well, the sign of Christ, some may say the fish, but the true sign of Christ is the crucifixion which he was crucified on. And obviously you'll have different conflicting stories, but what we know as crucifixion is crucifixion. And here's the amazing thing about Nibiru, and here's the fulfillment of that scripture where it says you will see the sign of the Son of Man, the sign of him coming in the heavens, is that when these 7 angels are in formation, the amazing thing happens. You have the red center, which is like his heart on the cross, and then you have one angel up here, down here, over there, over there, over here, and 2 more below, you know, how, and then it forms a perfect crucifixion. In the heavens. So I believe, I'm not sure whether we will see this, because lots of things, the Revelation 12 sign, we didn't see that, but we did see that through planetary software, through the internet, which has really only come about in these last years. Think about it, in the last 20 years or so. So we are living in the end of the age because of the technology we have, but that Revelation 12 sign was not seen in the heavens by us like cavemen. In fact, it's impossible, because the sun and the moon and the stars all together like that is impossible because the sun blanks the others out. So it was only possible through planetary software that we could see this Revelation 12 sign. It might be the same with the throne coming in the heavens, or it might not, because these angels are going to be like their own suns. They're going to be so bright that when the throne comes on us, we may see what looks like a red comet or a red asteroid, whatever they might tell you. A red it will be, and there'll be 7 angels coming with him. So if he's coming from the shadow of the earth, he will be coming from the shadow of the earth to pass the earth at the 6th seal, to go past us, to go round the sun and back out again. So it will be coming from the shadow of the earth. So you may even see, when you look into the shadow of the earth, or late in the evening or early in the morning is the best time to look for things, you may even see what seems to be a rough silhouette of a crucifix with a red heart in the centre, which is the throne, the main throne, where all the blood and where all the throne comes from, where the throne is and where all the blood comes from. And New Jerusalem is there as well. But you will also see, whether it might just be through space, things that people see in a telescope and say, "Oh, look, that looks like a crucifixion." Like there's some of these asteroids that have looked like skulls, and some of these asteroids look like other things, like skulls coming on Halloween, asteroids, and it's like crazy. But it might be that you see it through a telescope. It might not be that you see it with your naked eye. But when he's closing in, these 7 angels are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and this crucifix is going to get larger and larger to the point that you'd be like connecting the dots, and it will be a crucifixion in the heavens of white with a red centre being the throne. So that's what it means by you'll see the sign of the Son of Man coming in the heavens. But then it also goes on later on to say that the Son of Man will be coming in the heavens. But that sign of the Son of Man is the actual sign, the crucifix. The crucifix. Now, I'm not, by the way, when I just did that, I'm not Catholic or nothing. I don't believe in all that Catholic rituals or whatever. But the crucifix is a crucifix, whether it's, Satanists take on the crucifix as a symbol, but they turn it upside down, which is actually the symbol of Antichrist, an upside down crucifix. But Christians use the crucifix as a sign of Christ, basically. So yeah, and this Nibiru, amazingly enough, well, it's not amazing, but everything should be amazing to you, that this Nibiru, the throne of God, when it's in its formation, when the 7 angels are in their formation, it'll be flying through the heavens like a white crucifix with a red centre. So I've been Pastor Prophet Justin Roberts from End of the Age Bible Prophecy. God bless you all, and keep watching.
You know how we live in a solar system? We've got 9 planets and a big sun. This thing has got 7 planets and its own sun. But I believe that instead of having dirt on it like our planet does and water, I think this thing is just a big, bright reddish-orange iron ball, because it's giving off all this red iron oxide dust out into the atmosphere. When we thought at first it was just a teeny little red speck of fuzzy red dust in the distance, but over the years as it went by and we watched it, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then finally, about 2008, we could see this thing like it was across the street, and we could see that it was a blazing hot ball of fire giving out sparkles of red iron oxide dust for thousands of miles in every direction. And you could see the planet circulating it. Now, I'll tell you one thing that I really am nervous about. I think this thing's got a planet like ours circling it. This is its own solar system. And as you go back into the tail, you get into meteorites that go back for millions of miles in the tail. This thing looks like a giant red teardrop-shaped dust cloud. And you can see if you're able to see it up close like we did, you can see every speck out there. I guarantee you there's trillions of meteorites following this thing, and then as soon as it flips us upside down, we're going to go into its debris-filled tail and be pelted with meteorites. And of course in the Bible it says they will talon 70 pounds. So if you've got 70-pound meteorites falling like hail, and I can guarantee you they will be falling like hail because there are that many in the tail of this thing. This thing has got a tail loaded with trash. I mean, it's incredible the amount of stuff that's in this thing's tail. And we're going to go right through that tail, and if it doesn't beat everything on the surface of the ground into a flat putty, I don't know what it'll take. I tell everybody, you better be at least 20, 30, 40, 50 feet on the ground and have either concrete or stone above you, because it'll break through the roof or whatever you've got if you don't. It looks to me like a miniature sun, just like the one we have. The only difference is our sun is giving off flames and stuff, and this one's doing the same thing as it, but it's giving off this red iron oxide cloud of dust. When it got close, we couldn't even tell what was in there. We could see it was hot, and it looked like it was just a dull red when we were first able to discern it through the red cloud. But as it approached, it started to become more apparent that this thing is just orange hot, because it's sending all of this red iron oxide dust out into space around it.
Right.
And it's got this enormous, and I mean enormous, at least 50 or 100,000 miles on each side of it, this red dust cloud that goes all the way around it. I know when we were watching it, as it started to make the upward swing to approach behind our sun, it was amazing. The red dust cloud settled down. Instead of being round, it started to settle down into a V like wings upside down. And there won't be any doubt in anybody's mind, because this thing's going to look like a big red dragon, exactly like all the ancient Sumerians and the Chinese and all the rest of them that had documented this thing's passing before. It didn't look like a white ball or a snow cloud or nothing. It looked like a big red iron oxide dust cloud with a superheated star. And there won't be any doubt in anybody's mind, because this thing's going to look like a big red dragon, exactly like all the ancient Sumerians and the Chinese and all the rest of them that had documented this thing's passing before. It didn't look like a white ball or a snow cloud or nothing. It looked like a big red iron oxide dust cloud with a superheated star in the middle of it.